All right, family, that time is now upon us. Woo, y'all in for a show tonight. Woo, y'all in for a show tonight. Y'all see who I'm on here with? The man needs no introduction. But before we get to it, as usual, get comfortable, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Black Magic is now live. We're gonna get to a quick commercial from King Simon, and we're gonna come right back and start the show. All right, we're gonna get to it. Doc can't be on here too late, so we're gonna get right to it. But be right back in about 15 seconds, family.
It's the new motivational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now.
Oh, let me play this commercial for the merch, too.
Magic, I can do magic. 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 I can do magic, 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 I can do magic.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado.
Oh. Pardon me.
It's all right.
That's me with one of my friends, Verdine White from Earth, Wind, and
Fire.
Fire.
For Earth, Wind, and Fire, yeah.
That's where we were at the show. He and what's his name? Philip's son invited us.
Dope. Hey, I want to welcome you back to the platform, back to the show, Doc. Welcome back, my brother.
Thank you, beloved. Good to be back.
Always good having you on here. I'm gotta send you a shirt, Doc. I gotta send you.
Oh man, get one that's going that is like a hint right now because I'm taking Buddha place for right now.
Oh man, take it. That's abundance. That means you're abundant.
Oh yeah, I'm in my 9th year. So my 9th year, which is completion, all the works that I've done before, based on Lloyd and. His #1 master acolyte, King Simon. Their numbers are impeccable.
Oh yeah.
Everything that I've been working on, especially abundance, with this XRP. Maybe we can get into that to help the brothers and sisters with that, and a couple of things that I've been working on in my NFTs and a lot of the things that I've seeded my nest with. And for myself and my family. The next year is an 8th year, which is power. So whatever it is that you're doing at this particular time, just like what you're doing, this is the time to exert that, especially when it's positive. The universe is looking for balance right now because destruction is happening all around us right now. So it's destruction for construction. So right now we are the ones who are paving the way. While all of the ways when you see all the destruction happening around you, all of the things that are going on around you, that is not an end, it's the beginning, you see. So you have to look at it that way and not be caught up in the fear-mongering that's going on right now, because that's going to impede the universal energies that are going to feed what you've been working on all this time. So I'm saying, don't let this thing mess with you. Don't let my family, my friends, everybody who's calling me, I'm telling them, this is part of the show. This is why you took the contract. This is why you're here, bro. This is why you're here, sis.
Wow. Yeah, Rod Hayes was just on here the other day saying the same thing. It's part of the show. It's part of the contract. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to hear you say that as well. Yeah. Doc, we got 1,000 people in the room. Before we get started, big announcement. Let me put this on the screen. Now, y'all know Doc is hands down one of the most banned people on the internet. Even my channel got suspended several times just from light information that he delivers. So what Dr. Valentine usually does is he does these webinars that cannot be seen on YouTube or other social media sites. And the people that really want the hardcore information, they can sign up for it. So he does this a couple of times a year. He feeds us with food, and we get well fed and we take the information, and it has helped many people. For example, the XRP shirt, he's helping a lot of people make money right now with some of the things he told us to invest in, Novatech, as well as other things. So let me just real quick before we start the show, family, Doc is having a webinar. I'm gonna let him tell you about it real quick, and then I'm gonna put the link in the description while Doc talks about it. Go ahead, Doc. Tell them about this webinar on January 14th, my brother.
Okay, that which cannot be spoken about, because truth has a way of leading us out of the darkness, and they want us to lead into the darkness. Back about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, those of you who have been with me for a while saw a lecture I did called The Aristocracy of Evil. Mm-hmm. And everything that is happening today and all the people that you see that are part and participant of the games and what's going on today were spoken about then. Mm-hmm. Which is why I felt it was necessary for me to do an Aristocracy of Evil, the Redux, and to start speaking the constructs of the new old order. You got to understand, the old order has been sitting in incubation, and they've been getting most of their acolytes and their people out there to make sure that the 1,000-year plan is coming into play. So most of the people don't know who the deep state is. They don't know who the Illuminati is. They don't know who the families are that's actually orchestrating everything that you see getting ready to happen. The wars, the murder, the slaughter, all of the genocide, all of this you see happening right now has been planned. And what you're looking at right now is the implementation of that plan. So what I had to do was to let you understand that everything that you're seeing in the news, everything that you're hearing in the news, all of that is fluff. It's pre-scripted. So you got to understand. So I was saying, now, how am I going to get this across to people so that they get the fundamentals of what time it is? I said, well, let me break it down to the who, what, when, where, and why. Because most people don't know what the who, what the what the when, what the why, what the where is all about. So this is the one that's going to open up and blow the lid off of everything. Everything I can't speak about, beloved, I'm going to speak about here, and it's going to be about exposing everybody. And wow. It's going to be the things that you see, the who, the how, we're going to speak about too. And if you put that back up again, I want to break that down just to show people what that thing, you go over to the how, after you see the who, what, when, where, why, mm-hmm. The how is going to be very important, mm-hmm. because that's going to expose the tactics, the silent weapons for quiet wars, the weaponization of perception, re-enslaving the black man, because that's the new push from the deep state. They're going to start the re-enslavement process through the propagandizing of what you young people, you young black men and women, what you represent today as a smarter, a serious, a more powerful genetic pool of young people who have everything that the elders gave to you at your feet. We didn't have all of this. You all got it now. And now you're waking up. And that is dangerous. Everybody around the world is saying that the most dangerous person right now that everybody should be worried about is the black man. Y'all don't know that. Okay? Well, we're going to expose that and show you just who, what, when, where, and why is about to do that. And war and economic destruction is exactly what's coming. And you remember, we talked about, you will own nothing and be happy. That dude that you see in the middle there with the one eye, that's him, Klaus Schwab, from Schwab and Sons. You will own nothing and be happy. You think that's an empty phrase? No, it ain't, family. It ain't. So hopefully we'll see you there next year on the 14th at 2:00. Y'all be there, because it's going to definitely lay out the map for what 2024 to 2030 is all about. Thanks, bro.
Your flyers, man. When you make a flyer, you make somebody want to come with them. How you design them flyers, Doc. Wow.
Thank you, brother.
We'll definitely be in attendance to see this one. Yeah, a lot of people, usually when December comes around, a lot of people want to know about what's in store for the next year. Right. We live in this realm, the 3D realm, the illusionary realm, Maya, so many names for it. Mm-hmm. People want to know how to survive, how to take care of their family. to start out with, an important topic, Doc, is people want to know how to get their money right. And you helped a lot of people this year, and last year, telling us about XRP, XLM, Novatech.
Right.
Talk to me about 2024, the financial systems. What should we do? What should we be on the lookout for? Let's get a little money talk to start out the show, Doc.
Well, I want to first of all talk to the people about the Novatech. A lot of people are saying the Novatech beat them out of money and they're gone. No, they were driven out. They drove the woman out of. Matter of fact, they threatened an entire country where she was, because she wasn't in the United States. She was in one of the islands. They threatened her. They went after her. The big boys went after her. So she left. I ain't going to say where she went. She left, and she is now, let's just say, with bricks. Okay, she's building bricks. I'll just code it that way. And so when she gets herself back in and she's situated, this is the word that came to me. When she's situated and she's back on time, and she's got the platform where she now controls it and not nobody else, then you're going to start seeing everything, because nothing has changed. The platform has stayed.
Okay.
Everything is frozen right now because she had to run. She had to get out of there. That's it. That was essentially what it is. She had to beat it out of there, or they were going to take her down or actually unlive her. Okay. Now XRP. Whoo! I told you all this 3 or 4 years ago. Was it, good brother?
About 3 years.
People get it since 2017 to start getting on XRP and start building. They're getting ready to put together. I mean, XRP is in over 500 financial institutions around the world right now.
500?
Wow. 500, and it's going after the big boys. The big boys are actually the ones quietly doing this. And you got to look at the fact that they're getting ready to beef up Bitcoin. The reason why they had to beef up
Bitcoin is rising right now.
Yeah, you know why? Because the big boys in Wall Street needs it to rise. It's a store of value for the big boys. So you can get in on it, but it's not going to be something that you can utilize like you're going to be able to utilize XRP and XLM and XDC. These are utility coins. They're going to have a greater value in the long run, a greater value because of their efficiency. Say, for instance, you want to send money, or if you want to send anything of value, contracts, anything of value. If you're using Bitcoin, you're going to have to pay the electricity bill to the people who are actually creating the Bitcoins. If you're using Ethereum, there may be Ethereum 2.0 that's trying to catch up with XRP, but we don't know yet. We don't know. XRP is still the most efficient. And of course, they got a whole lot of other coins that are now trying to catch up with XRP, but the banks are not going for it. The banks, the big boys, I'm talking about the big boys, not the people off to the side. I'm talking the big boys are all quietly buying up XRP. And if you got XRP, a substantial amount, you can actually broker it and loan it to the banks for a dividend. You don't have to spend it or liquidate it. You can actually use XRP down the road. And this is like what they talk about, generational wealth. This is generational wealth that you're dealing with. And it's only 61 cents right now. They say that all you need is 1,000 XRP to become a millionaire. Why? Because this 61 cents, this is garbage. If it wasn't for the SEC suing XRP, it would be in the numbers right now, first with Ethereum. It was above Ethereum. It was getting ready to be $2,000 per coin. But they knew they had to shut this down because of what it entailed, what it was about. And so when the people who are dealing with the XRP and the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, those are the two that conspired to make sure that they suppress the price of XRP. After this, they pull the switch next year, it's going to shoot up $10, $20, $30. They already have done what they call beta tests overseas. and do those beta tests overseas. When they came back, sometimes they call it a glitch. They had a glitch in the platforms, and they showed XRP at $2,500 a coin. They showed XRP at 35,000 a coin, 65,000, and then all of a sudden you go away and we're back to 61 cents. They're showing you what the amount of money that XRP is getting ready to deal with. XLM is the same thing. XLM is going to be for us. XRP is going to be for the banks. XLM is going to be for you and me to do trades and buy, we the common folk. We're going to be using the XLM. XDC is going to be mostly for contracts. And these three are going to be pivotal in the movement of money efficiently around the world for the next 100 years.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, family, I advise y'all to look into these cryptos, and while it's still early, I'm hearing the whole year next year is going to be a bull run in the crypto market. Like it's going to be, I'm hearing that it's going.
But don't go for the okie doke. XRP is for the long run. I mean, take some, take a taste,
right?
But don't liquidate totally,
right?
Because it's going to go up by 2030. They're talking 65,000 a coin. They're talking the Fed is going to be picking up XRP and using XRP in their CBDC currencies.
What happened, Doc? What happened to that Fed now? Remember the dude that started Cash App died, and then the next day they announced Fed now. Whatever, is that still rolling out?
Well, they say that Fed now will come into play if we deal with a CBDC. But you see, America don't want the CBDC. Why? They don't want the bank coin because then it gets into constitutional issues. You see, once you get into the coin, once the state starts marketing a coin and you got to use that coin, that's going to be monitored. Everything you do going to be monitored for taxation purposes. So that's why Bitcoin is not going to be used by any of the banks. They're going to use it as a store of value, but they're not going to use it as a coin for doing business, daily business every day. And there's trillions, maybe quadrillions of dollars that bounce back across the earth. And XRP is going to have their finger in all of it, quadrillions of dollars. So they can't leave XRP at 61 cents. The more people come on board with the Ripple program, the more the value, because the more when somebody wants something, the more the demand.
Right. Okay.
So don't think that the 61 cents you see, or maybe goes to 70 cents and back down to 50 cents. Don't play with that. They're playing with it. Gold right now on the private market.
Yeah, gold is up.
Yeah, but no, on the private market, gold is $15,000.
15?
Yeah, on the
what? 15 what, a kilo?
$50 an ounce.
No, that's what you mean. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah,
$15,000 an ounce in the private market. Just like XRP is $25,000 on the private market, or you see it go 35, 25, and so forth. Yeah. We're dealing on the public side.
Right.
See? The private side know what time it is. And so you got to think like they think. You got to think like the Rockefellers think. You got to think the way, the scumbags who run the planet, who thieve, who steal, create wars. You got to think like them. They're feathering their nest. They're buying up XRP like it's going out of style. They don't care about the Bitcoin. The Wall Street boys are doing that to make sure that, the people don't start buying up on the XRP. They don't want 10,000, 20, 50, 100, maybe 2, 10, 20 million millionaires running around with XRP. They don't want that. Remember, they're getting ready to get rid of the middle class. There's going to be only 2 classes. And this is what they're pushing for. That's why you're going to have nothing and be happy, because the upper class is going to do everything to you. And don't get suckered in buy electric vehicles.
Uh-oh, Doc. Why you had to go there for, Doc?
I
thought that was the future.
No.
Oh,
That's the future for them, brother.
you don't mess with the Teslas?
No.
Talk
I
to me
wouldn't
about
mess
it.
with no Teslas. No.
Talk to me about it.
No Tesla.
Why
Not
not?
from what I've heard from brothers who have one.
Yeah, I didn't hear too much.
Everybody say, "Oh man, that's 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds." So what?
Yeah.
When you out there and you can't charge that bad boy, it's just a hunk of junk sitting on the side of the road. Give me my gas guzzler any damn day. You see? Because you got to remember what they're doing. They're electrifying everything so that they can put you on the grid.
Okay, that's what that's about.
Yeah, you could take out. In other words, they got a lot of technologies that's already being put into the new cars that they could track you. But you can always disable that chip.
Right.
But with your electric vehicle, first of all, the electric battery is slave labor.
Yeah,
You see what
the Congo.
Yeah, in the Congo, you see what it looks like, right? Where there's children that they're in the mud and the grud and they had to handle that toxic stuff. Yeah. So now you have these and the batteries themselves are not biodegradable. So you can put a heap of batteries that are obsolete because they're going to keep making them more and more efficient. But you have a whole. They're not showing you the whole pile of these batteries from previous Teslas that are essentially waste. They don't know what to do with them. It's toxic. Wow. But you got to remember too. Remember, they're setting up so that they're going to get you out of these communities and put you into cities. They're doing it in China right now. They're going to get you into these places where it's no longer going to be states. It's going to be enclaves. And if you're in the enclave, say you're in New York and you're in the Albany projects, or you downtown in the Fort Greene projects, and there's a demographic where they got you they know where your food is, they know where your school is, they know where your work is. They're going to program the cars so that the cars can't go out of a specific demographic bracket. So you can't travel from New York to Florida because there'll be a kill switch in your car. And it will be based upon your social credits. Does the government like you and like what you say? If they don't, they shut down. They did in Canada. Look what they did to the truckers in Canada.
Oh yeah.
They shut them down. They couldn't get gas. They couldn't feed their family. They couldn't pay their rent. They just put a clamp on people's bank accounts. You know why? Because my boy, the dude there, Thoreau, he's the bastard son of Castro. He's the bastard son of Castro. He don't even look like his father or his mother. If you look at Castro as a young boy, you look just like him. So he's a communist. You see? So again, you got to look at it that anytime they electrify anything, it means that they can control it.
Right.
If you got gas and that's why they killed the dude who could actually run a car on water.
So they really did. They really did take him
out.
Oh,
they killed him. They killed him quick, and they got that. They used that for their own technology.
It happened so fast. I was like, damn, did they really kill him that fast?
They killed him that fast. And he was supposed to be heading someplace to a meeting to meet with somebody. Never got there. And that's the other thing too. They got this black boy in Africa who runs a car on radio frequencies. Dude runs the car on radio. You got to protect him. This dude he taps in like Wi-Fi. He runs the car on Wi-Fi. You see, there's free energy everywhere. Dr. Gabriel Oyibo told us everything in the air. Once you learn how to tap it like our ancestors did when they built pyramids, you can actually deal with anything. You could be like gods. You come like gods.
Doc, I don't know if I ever asked you. Speaking of Dr. Oyibo, I never asked you your opinion on Nikola Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
Was he the real deal? Talk.
Oh, he's the real
He's the
deal,
real
holy
deal.
deal.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, they had to get rid of him. The guy, the sheriff, George Scherf, and Hitler's previous bodyguard suffocated Tesla on 40th Street, but he was living there in an apartment on 40th Street, I believe, in Manhattan. And took all of his information. Tesla's information was well known to Trump's father or uncle.
You told us that.
Yep. He knew all about that. He knew all about the new technologies that were coming out. Why do you think all these technologies is coming out where they can actually send radio waves directly to your brain to make you believe that you're the one that was thinking that thought that they put in your head? They got that technology now. They know how to manipulate. That's why I was saying the manipulation of perception. Everybody got to understand what time it is, what they're getting ready to do.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's very important since Doc said that. The webinar is coming up January 14th. Doc is known well for being banned for saying certain things on social media. We got 2,400 people in here. Let me just show this flyer real quick. The link is pinned at the top of the chat, family. But if you appreciate this conversation tonight, imagine when Dr. Valentine talks how he really wants to talk and gives us, the real shit. You know what I'm saying? So we understand what we're up against. We're moving strategically. And what Dr. Valentine is doing is brilliant. He's moving all this important stuff to these private webinars for people who are willing to invest in themselves and invest in their future. I advise everybody, if you appreciate this conversation and what's being said tonight, January 14th, 2024 at 2 p.m. Eastern time is going down. Once again, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. So I just had to cut you off, Doc, because that was real important when you said the manipulation of perception. It's real important we understand what that's about. And I know you're going to go into that thoroughly at the webinar, my brother.
Oh man, you have no idea how much information I've got and ways to solutions, countermeasures as well of how to deal with that situation, how to come into understanding that your thoughts belong to you. In fact, I do suggest that you join our university because we get way, way deep into how the technology for understanding how they use metaphysics against us. They call it quantum physics. I call it metaphysics. And metaphysics is the countermeasure to quantum physics.
So you don't like the term quantum physics?
I don't, but no, quantum essentially is just, that's them stealing the word metaphysics.
Okay.
You see, quantum physicists want to give a language to something that we give a language to in our university, but we don't mess around with it by scribbling all these things on there so that only your people know what the hell's up on that blackboard. What we do is we show you essentially there's a language of the unseen.
Yes.
You see, but we don't know that language because we don't know how to tap into it. And at the University of Communication Sciences, over the last 45 years, I've been teaching people how they can tap into that particular part of the unseen and give words to it. That's the problem. We can't articulate what the unseen is about because we've been so programmed to look at and identify our reality based upon all the things that we can actually sensually touch and see and smell. But there is a curtain, a dimensional curtain between what you can see and the thing that is the progenitor of what you see, the origins, the cause, not the effect. Because everything that you've learned in school, in your life, every experience that you've had is all about you identifying and collaborating with and interfacing with effects. The whole life has been about a whole cavalcade and tsunami of stimuli based on effects, but you don't know what cause is. You don't know how to access what it is that does that creates that. And that's what we teach at our university. And that's what this thing that we're going to be talking about as far as manipulation is concerned, how to understand how you're being manipulated by language, the way that they do with inflections. If you listen to the news has a way, they train their people to speak a certain way and how to come forward with a word and how to bring back the word. That they can play with your mind. They can generate emotions. And that's what I'm going to show you. That's how you have to prepare yourself for that type of
It's
condition.
excellent. I think that is amazing that you're teaching that, because that is a big thing that they do, where they're able to manipulate our emotions. What you call it? Inflections?
Yes.
What?
The,
Yeah,
the inflections in the voice.
in the voice. Yeah.
The way that they can actually create your attention and create the atmosphere for your attention to be absorbed into it. You see? And what happens is you have to understand when you're being drawn in.
Right.
To see what
Right.
they just did. And that's what I do
Oh,
with my students.
oh, that's gonna be good. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. Quick question, Doc, since we're talking about quick question about consciousness. And I want to ask something about Bill Gates, because something happened that I gotta bring up, but I gotta bring this up before I forget it. I've been talking to a lot of the guests on my channel recently about we've been talking about the subconscious mind and programming it and plant seeds in it. From your study, Doc, what's one of the best ways to plant seeds into your subconscious mind? Because from what I understand and know, our actions throughout the day is the subconscious mind dictating and doing all these actions. And we think we're consciously doing it, but it's subconscious activity that's going on, that our program is being played out. So a lot of times we try to change our conscious mind, when meanwhile it's the subconscious mind that we got to change. So expert like you, Doc, what's one of the best ways to program the subconscious mind, Doc?
Well, you have to unprogram the subconscious mind. You don't program it. You have to understand what it does, its purpose, its function. A lot of people try to program something, they don't know what it is. It's like going before a master AI computer and you say, what am I doing? How do I get it to work? Most people don't understand that the barrier between your conscious and subconscious self is the thought process. The thought process is an artifact. It's not real. It's an artifact of the brain conditioning reality for its own comfort. Okay? You create certain thought processes that become the comfort zone within the craziness that you deal with every day. So you fall back on those thoughts and don't understand that when the subconscious mind is speaking to you, it doesn't shout. Your thoughts shout at you. The subconscious whispers. So you're trying to get to the subconscious, and the thoughts that you have brought up to you that have all these emotional signatures attached of anger, hate, jealousy, greed, especially fear. All of that now is the noise between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Let's not even talk about the unconscious mind. There's three of them, 3 levels deep. So the first thing I teach my students before you even want to access the unconscious or the subconscious mind is to start an inventory of your thought process. What is it that you are so enamored by or so in fear of that you have to constantly play it over and over in your brain? Your job, everything that those who don't want you to accelerate or to grow or to ascend out of the placidity that they put you in, the comfort zone they put you in. What do? They ratchet up the pain. They ratchet up the worry. They ratchet up the fear. Look what's going on to the world today. Just turn on any channel today, and what are you looking at? Death and destruction, war, economic privation, prices going up, children getting killed in the streets. Everything about you, everything that's going on in your life right now is based upon the thought process that you've been conditioned to pay attention to.
Right.
Now, do you want to pay attention to how to get past the conditioning process, which is the manipulation of your perception? Once you understand how perception works, and you understand that perception has a coding, it has a programming, you'll understand that your thought process is the place where the manipulation starts. It manipulates you into the emotions of the recorded thoughts that you have in your head. You have a record of all your experiences. And with all those experiences, there is an emotional signature that is attached. That is the you that is codifying what you felt at the moment of your experience. Now, when you understand how that emotion is digging away at your ability to see beyond the pain, when you can now pull back and look at it the way an intelligence would, now you're seeing what is blocking you from tapping into that subconscious. You see that it's noise. Noise. Because that's all thoughts are. Noise. The way they want to block out the whispers that come from beyond, the whispers for the subconscious. That is your God talking to you. Your God self talks to you in whispers, and you ain't silent enough. You don't shut the F up long enough to listen because you're too busy. You're too busy needing input, because thought is a drug. It has to constantly be paid attention to. If you can't think of something, you start going wild. I need something to feed my attention, because my attention has become addicted to the outside world.
You said thought is a drug. I never heard nobody say that.
Yeah, it becomes a drug. It motivates you, right? It motivates you to act. You can hate somebody and motivate to kill them. You can love somebody and motivate to want to bang them. You can want something so bad, then your thought process drives you. You say, yeah, you go forward. That's what people are doing when they're giving you they're giving you that, get up and get up. Yeah. They're telling you to tap into that drug. So your thought process now feeds you. And just look at it, what happens. What happens to people? And you look at Philadelphia, and you look at what's going on today at the fentanyl.
Ooh.
What's happening with fentanyl? Fentanyl is taking the place of the thought processes people don't want to deal with anymore. It's the drug taking place of another drug. If people lose all hope, it's because they don't like the thoughts that are in their own heads. And when you don't like the thoughts that are in your own head, you begin to create the conditions around you that you don't like, that don't like you. When you don't like yourself, when the thoughts are something, you think about your thoughts. People don't like to be by themselves because their thoughts don't nurture them. Their thoughts, they don't do anything to that. They love being with themselves, because when you love being with yourself, when you like being alone, it's because you're creative and you know that in your head, you can do something that you say, that's me. I just did that. There are people who are so bereft of the ability to be happy in their own thoughts that they need the drug. They need another form of the drug, because that drug ain't giving them enough of a high. The thoughts that they have in their head don't give them enough of a high. So they search for something to give them that rush, that feeling of satisfaction, that feeling of accomplishment. But what do? They inebriate themselves. They go to sleep because it's an illusion.
Right.
You see? So I say to people, if you want to tap into the subconscious, you got to do an inventory of your thought process. How important are your thoughts to you? And I'm not saying that you stop thinking, process, you don't want to do no more work or nothing like, no. That's a lot of nonsense. I'm talking about being able to put things aside, just like you would say, okay, I'm done with that piece of work, let me go and start something else. When are you going to do it for yourself? When you're going to take that time to pull back? Because I'm not perfect. I have to do that every time. I have to make sure that if I am so involved in something that I don't remember what I am as opposed to who I've become, then there's this disparity, then the frustration, then the depression. Because if what I am is not more important than who I think I need to become while in this terminal flesh, I might as well kill myself. Because that's what people are doing when they take the fentanyl.
Yeah.
What I am is not this. I'm not this. This is the present avatar.
Right.
I'm in my 72nd year in this avatar, going into my 73rd year in this avatar. But this is not me. This is what it is that I have mobilized to do in third density.
Right.
You see? And if you can use that type of mentality, it's easy for you to be by yourself. If you don't feel that your brain needs to start crunching thoughts become an addiction. You need to start doing things to make you feel that you're alive. But you never tried stillness to find out if you're alive. Because it becomes frightening after that. Once you go into a place of quiet where there's no more thoughts and you fall into a void that you've never been in before because of all the noise in your head has kept you from that place. Once you fall in there, it's a frightening experience because there's nothing there. It's like getting into one of those tanks where they take away all of the sensations around you, and you fall into this void, and then there's just you and the infinite. That's frightening because you always need something around you. Okay, it's my desk. Are the computers here? Ooh, I'm talking to Brother Rich. I know I'm alive. Thank you very much. No, try that by yourself. Do that by yourself. That's frightening. It's like you come in by yourself into the world and then you go out by yourself in death. And I've been there. I've been to death. It ain't a big thing.
You've had they call them NDEs now, near death experience. You've had one of those.
Yeah, I had it. I drowned.
Yeah.
In Trinidad. And all I remember was that, I heard my grandfather calling, "Where's that boy?" That's what I remember. Where's that boy? Because I didn't get a licking. I was supposed to be out there on the at the sea at the time, swimming in the ocean.
Yeah.
I didn't like the ocean until my uncle took me hand and threw me into the ocean at Mayaro Bay. And after that, I couldn't come out. It was beautiful. And so after I went down and came back, it was like they get me into a ritual because they were very African where I came from. They put me into a ritual, say I was a special kind of boy. And they gave me a ritual and then told me that I was going to do great things one day. I said, nah. And well, we'll see. We'll see what my history tells me and what the people say that I did, if it was worth any damn thing at all.
Doc, I want to touch real quick. I brought up the name Bill Gates. Little, I'm not surprised, but a little upset. A lot of people, for whatever reason, they use apple cider vinegar. Some people use it. People use it for different purposes. Popular brand Bragg's. It's just been announced that Bill Gates purchased it. Got it. So not only that, but there's other companies, like even simple things like there's certain spaghetti sauces that these big corporations are buying out. It's like these small companies who got like somewhat organic products. The big boys is coming and buying them out. So people like, what the hell is up with Bill Gates? What does he want apple cider vinegar for?
Because it's a therapeutic. It's a therapeutic. And look at who bought out what is it? Burt's Bees. They bought Burt's Bees out. All of the big corporations, the mega corporations, are not doing it for just the money. They're doing it because they understand that these are medicinal products, and when the time comes and they're going to start putting out the Codex Alimentarius, which is going to dictate what it is you can eat and what it is you can grow, what it is that you can't deny from the state. All of that is getting ready to happen. Everything that you see that they've been doing in movies, that they're supposed to tell you what they're going to do to you so that the karma doesn't come back to them, which is why it's necessary for you to have the courage, like you, to tell the truth, to tell the people what time it is. You have to do that because the spirit, if you go in, you notice the people who get taken out are the ones who cut a deal with these bastards. The ones who essentially go in, if you even take on their platform, and if you go with where it is they go and you sign a contract with them or you do things, and then you want to come out and you want to start telling tales, nah. You speak from where you are, where the people are. You don't go into there, he says, my father used to say, you need to get in there and get them from the inside out. And I'm saying that ain't never worked. It ain't never worked because by the time you get in there, you so damn polluted and you so damn confused by everybody that's in there. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust nobody anymore. You can't trust Biden for damn sure. You can't trust Trump because let's just say today, everything you see going on is the tail wagging the dog. The tail is wagging the dog. We don't have a government. Our government is overseas. And I'll leave that there for you.
Yeah, man. It can seem a little scary when you see what's going on and you see, and I know there's good to come after all of this, but right now, Doc, when you look at everything that's going on, it's like, wow. What's your thoughts on the election? What do you see happening right now with
I think we're being played. I think we're watching a magnificent production of the Hegelian dialectic. The entire United States of America has been co-opted, period. And any elections that you see happening today are being orchestrated. The puppet master, which we're going to speak about on the 14th. You think it's getting crazy now? Boy, you have no idea what I wish I could speak on right now. But I can tell you that these elections, all of the lower state elections that you're looking at right now, everything that you see coming from maybe congressmen or assemblymen and so forth, going up to mayor, they don't worry about that. Not unless the district has enough of a voting block to cause a little bit of problems. But from the governor all up, don't even think about it. You ain't got no powers for that. All that's orchestrated.
Oh, yeah. My fault, Doc. All right, I'm here. Yeah, my fault, Doc.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh, man. All right. Doc, let me ask you. I had to go take care of something real quick. Let me ask you, I don't know if I asked Lord Strayhorn this or who I asked this. Is the IRS, are these MFers still going to be around 5-10 years from now? The IRS.
Yeah, that's a good question because they're talking about the so-called quantum financial system.
Yeah.
UFS. I've been knowing about that since, I would say 1993, 94, when it used to be the farm claims. It went from the farm claims to NESARA, then from NESARA to GESARA, and from GESARA to the quantum financial system. And the NESARA, GESARA is the new quantum financial system that's supposed to be clicked in. But I believe that too is a red herring that they're playing us off with. And I don't see any indication of that changing anything yet. You see, nothing changes, especially with a dynamic like that, without trauma, without some kind of big explosion. And that's why when I say that that so-called explosion, that big time, the big reveal, all of the northern states have to worry about a big reveal, if you want to look at it that way, because New York, Chicago, California, they need something huge. If Donald Trump gets in, if anything looks like the people feel that they're going to get control back, there's going to have to be some kind of nuclear event that's going to shift the attention away from what the people now are paying attention to. People are paying too much attention to the fact that their rights are being taken away. The people are paying too much attention to the fact that they're being medically genocided. The people are paying too much attention to the fact that the education system has been taken over by perverts. The people are paying too much attention to the fact that the government is a greedy collections of sons of bitches that have no care about who and what you are. They're all compromised. They're compromised because your boy Epstein was taking pictures of them, messing around with little girls and little boys. And those who didn't want to do it, they were threatened. Their families were threatened. They had guns to their heads. They had families that were there at the time, and they were shown people holding on to their family as hostages while they did this and were on cameras.
You know, Doc, I'm glad I can ask you a question like this, because I can't ask it to some people. Be like, "What the hell are you talking about, Brother Rich?" You mentioned nuclear. Now, from what I understand, the extraterrestrials told Eisenhower, whoever, don't let off no more nuclear after the atom bomb. They was like, y'all don't do that no more. Y'all do that no more. We coming to shut shit down. Right. So this is why we haven't seen any nuclear attacks. So talk to me about that. Were they warned not to use nuclear weapons by extraterrestrials?
Supposedly they were warned by people who came from out of one bubble into our bubble and told them what that would do to weaken the nuclear bombs. When what they do is, it's not so much the bomb itself, but the frequency it sets off. And what it does is it causes the integrity of the dome to weaken. That's why when they were shooting all these nukes at the dome, and forgot the name of the operations, but a lot of the brothers and sisters can refresh my memory on that. But they were visited at the time by people who came from other domes and told them, "What are you, a bunch of goddamn fools? Because you're going to start the flood all over again. What you think that thing is that you see going across the sky that you call the Milky Way? That's a suture that was patching up the dome that caused the so-called Great Flood that everybody talked about."
Man, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. It was the goddess. They say it was the goddess. I forgot the name of the goddess, but we're going to talk about her in my new book. I don't know if you saw. I had a chance to introduce my new some of the pages of my new book in Brother King Simon's. What do you call it? And if you want, maybe in the next one we do, I can show you the pages of my new book called Cosmic Codex. But the Japanese coded in their esoteric information that the name of the goddess that helped to create the suture that you see running across the sky, what her name was, the Kemites called her Nu. That's why you see her with the stars in her body, and that's her. That's the Milky Way. You see, and that's where they were talking about the Earth at that time was actually Geb, which was a male, not a female. The Earth, according to the what do you call it? She was actually giving birth at that time she was giving birth to a whole new paradigm of humanity at that time. And so what we're looking at as far as nuclear weapons, they're even more dangerous weapons around than nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons, the ones that they have today, are more centered in sound frequencies and light frequencies. And these new lasers, they got new lasers, weapons they got something called a rail gun that the Navy has that can take down the entire pyramid. They showed it to you in one of those movies with the robots. What do you call no, I'm talking about the robots. Robots in disguise.
What, Transformers?
Transformers.
Transformers.
Transformers showed a rail gun, and they showed it to you in one of Schwarzenegger's movies called The Eraser. They keep showing you the
Oh, right.
Remember the rail gun? They had a small versions.
Right.
Yeah, they got more dangerous stuff than they have than the nuclear weapons. They don't need the nuclear weapon. They can threaten with the nuclear weapons, but we have sick people already in place. And the thing is, the people I'm talking about in the deep state have already placed nuclear weapons throughout the entire United States. That's why they can control the government, because they can set them off at any time in one of these big cities. They already stopped one that they had in New York City. That time when they faked some type of, they told you that they were going to run a kind of a practice run against or breakdown of Ebola or something. I think it happened about 10 years ago, 10 years ago, when the whole of New York City was under this whole siege. And they were actually, going around the bridges. They had locked off and blocked off, and they were pretending it was a kind of a practice run, and it wasn't a practice run. They were looking for a goddamn nuke. The same nuke that they set off the ocean of Japan that caused that tsunami that took over 200,000 lives. That was to bring Japan to heel. And what did you see on the stage? Japan came over to the person, and we're going to talk about who that person was if you want, and actually knelt down to show supplication to the people who set the goddamn nuke off. And they have these small nukes. They have these small type nukes that can actually start tsunamis.
Man, Doc, I'm excited about this webinar. I want to see what you got to say, Doc.
I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be. Well, the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to give you the history. You got to have the history before the mystery.
Yeah.
You got to understand who, what, when. That's why I laid it down. Who, what, when, where, why. The how is when we're going to start dealing. But the who, what, when, and where is going to be history. Some people are bored with history. They don't want to hear history. Yeah. That's the reason why we're going through the crap that we're going through right now. But some people want to pay attention to who is behind it, what's behind it, why, what's their motivation, what's going down, why are we now crazy over in the East? Nobody's paying attention to how everything started and who was involved in it. Michael Bradley told you in 2 of his books what time it was.
Let me ask you, we about to wrap it up, Doc. Once again, for those who we got over 3,000 people here, there's a link to Dr. Valentine's webinar pinned at the top of the chat. For those who've come in late, there's a lot of things this brother cannot say on YouTube, Facebook, a lot of different social media sites. He has been banned. My channel has been suspended from having him on here saying certain things. So the best thing for this brother to do is to have these private webinars where people who are willing to invest in what's really going on in their future could join. So if you are interested, and like I said, if you appreciate this conversation, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. All right.
Let's say this, beloved.
Yeah.
This is, of course, until the 30th of this month. The present price is the discount. Okay, and the 31st, it's going back to its regular price. So, get into it as soon as possible, as quickly as you can. We're going to try to make it as affordable for everyone as possible, and but to cover our costs for what it is that we have to pay to Zoom and to people to get the kind of numbers in and the whole 9 yards. So, please. And also, we're going to probably be announcing the time for the start of our new metaphysical psychology course where we do speak about what I was talking about earlier about the manipulation of perception and how to gird yourself, how to teach yourself, how to look out for all of the ways of perception of perception manipulation. First of all, before I do go out, Brother Rich, I want to thank you for the chance of the platform and all the work that you're doing to bring knowledge to the people. You know, you already you fixed yourself in the I would say in the realm of the legends. A lot of the brothers and sisters, you and Brother King Simon, you know, Brother Hank, and all of the rest of the brothers that are actually out there doing the work, and sisters that are doing the work. Y'all will be commended. And that's the thing. Remember what I was telling you that the most dangerous person that is now being seen by the rest of the world are young black men and women. Think about that, family, and you think about why I'm going to say that, and you all come down to that webinar because you're going to see. I'm going to show you proof of these people telling you or saying it out loud that you are the most dangerous, no matter who it is that they're fighting overseas right now.
You are the most.
You are the most dangerous. You are the ones that's the most troubling right now. Why? Because you're waking up. Look at what's happening in Africa today. But your boy Traore, he's kicking out French. He's kicking out everybody. Africa is getting ready to unite. Okay? It's time for us to unite over here. They've been waiting for us. They're taking our formula and they're using it. But we over here doing what? Going over to all kind of war stories. I lament to the fact that you never heard of Little Anthony and the Imperials, Delphonics, the people who are singing sweet music, talking to their women, talking about how much they love their women. Right now, all you're talking about is bitches, and they got women over there showing me their camel toe on stage and showing me their asses on stage. Is that what you did? Is that the legacy that you all are leaving? You sisters are leaving. You people are looking for after Aretha Franklin, after Whitney Houston. After Pearl Bailey, after these singers, these women who were sophisticated, had voice, Ella Fitzgerald. Come on. Time to do better. And the young people are waking up. They're beginning to go back to the old music because that's why they took it from us. That's why they put black angry young people out there to make you more angry than you were. We were getting too together. We were loving too much of each other. That's why they took our music from us. They took the Earth, Wind, and Fires away from us. They took the Jacksons and the people singing about love. It's time to get back to that, family. It's time for you to start making your own music, the music that was the heart, music from the heart.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm ranting. Y'all come over to this webinar. We got a lot to say.
We love it. I think what you're saying is extremely vital, extremely important. The things that are being said on the radio now, young brothers and the young sisters. I mean, it's just whoa! I've never seen this level of this just degenerate behavior, and it's painful to watch. It's definitely painful to watch. So I definitely appreciate you for talking how you talk. Let me ask you this, Doc. Do you think what's going on when we talk about our culture and music? They say that's one of the #1 exports from America is black music. What's going on with P. Diddy right now? Is this did he upset somebody, or is this just a sign that it's a distraction? Talk to me.
Distraction.
Talk to me, Doc.
First of all, who told you about P. Diddy back in New York, right there in what is it, Long Island University, when I called him P. Diddy? Yeah. And I told you that he was gay, and I told you when he had the little dog with him, and I told you all about that a long time. And the people who were around him knew all about this. P. Diddy is to actually distract you because they're appealing to a certain type of people who like gossip. I don't mind listening to what it is that they talk about P. Diddy. Well, who gives a royal rat's ass about him? Are you going to get paid by these people that is outing P. Diddy? Are you going to get paid because you I mean, there's people going in there and they say, oh man, look at this. Oh, I knew it. They're keeping your attention on things that is irrelevant. It's the past. It don't mean a damn thing right now. And the problem is, if you were to listen to some of your people, if you were to sit back and start listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire talk about their legacy, when you start talking to the people who have put down music, that James Brown, all these people who put the music down that everybody, the whole goddamn world is funking to. You heard them talking, they talk about the music. They'll talk about the hard times of getting that song right and so forth. What do they do about in the barbershop talks? Oh man, yeah, when what's his name? What's the name of that big hulking Neanderthal son of a bitch that was dealing with Death Row Records? What's his name? Suge Knight. Yeah, when Suge Knight came in there with his cigar and shit, sucking on a black dick. You know, people don't understand what that big cigar was. Francis Cress Welsing told you what it was.
Right.
And all, so yeah, man, everybody was fearful of him and all this kind of stuff. And who cares about, who killed who got creds in the hood because they were in jail? That was not how we thought about music. Your creds didn't come from you, who you killed. And everybody now Crip walk. Let's do the Crip walk. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Doc did the Crip. Oh man, you too much, Doc.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what the hell is the Crip walk? We've idolized gangsters.
You too much, man.
Everybody, and they're giving you 1 to 10. They're holding up thick placards. 5, 10. They even got white boys doing the Crip walk.
Oh man, you too
it's
much.
Ridiculous. Why are we even thinking about hoods and gangsters and all this crap? What have they done? Except pollute the minds of our people.
Right.
And now look at what it has become, this mumble rap crap that they talk. Our progenitors, the people who brought black music to a place of sophistication, are rolling over in their graves. They done rolled out the cemetery. It's sickening. Really sickening. And now we've got the women. They've prostituted the women. They've turned them into hoes on stage. They're sluts. And why do you think they keep pushing them out there? They're degrading women. This is, you men, you just degrade us women. You degrade your damn selves. You degrade your damn selves. You know that. But anyway, I'm just an old man sitting on a rocking chair on the porch and calling all your bullshit out to you. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. You know it. I got a whole lot of t-shirts, and this is just me telling you what my life is about and has been about for the last 72 years. I ain't all that. I'm not perfect. I'm seeking perfection. But I can tell you what you're doing wrong. And this shit that you all are calling music, God. Go back and start playing some real music. Calm yourselves. Maybe that's the reason why you can't get to your subconscious, because you're listening to all that shit.
Doc, man, wow. We needed this tonight. You got everybody hyped about this webinar. If this was a preview, this was just a sneak peek into what you're gonna be kicking on January 14th. We ready? The link is pinned at the top of the chat. I want to thank you, Doc, for coming on here once again. Before we get out of here, any last message you want to leave? Because Doc will be back before January 14th. He'll be back one more time. Yeah. But for tonight, any message you want to leave the people with tonight for the rest of the year, December, the rest?
Yes, by the end of the year, I would say to you, save your money, because all the money you spend on Christmas right now, all the money you spend on Kwanzaa, which was actually put together by a government snitch. You don't want to deal with Kwanzaa because your elders told you what Kwanzaa is really about. You want to deal with anything, just get with your people and celebrate the fact that the sun is getting ready to be born again. I'm not talking about the sun god. I'm talking about the sun that's up in the sky. Right now it's heading south, and it's going to stop there on the 21st and stay there down in the southern part of the flat earth, and then it's going to start its journey back up again. So what I'm saying to you is save your damn money. Don't get hooked into it. Keep your money and spend it on food. Spend it on food that you're going to need later on. Spend it on a weapon. Spend it on things that you know you're going to need later on, because it ain't going to get any better. Before it get better, it's going to get a whole lot worse. And that's real. I can't get any realer than that for you all. It's going to get worse. You see? And take your money out of the bank. If you got a substantial amount of liquid cash, get into XRP, take it off the grid and put it into the new money system, because it's the haves of the have-nots at this particular time. It's what you call it's called compelled benefit. They're compelling you to act that way. You don't mint your own money. You don't make your own money. So you're under a slave system dealing with the dollar. So you got to know what to do with that chain that you got and where to actually hook it to so that you can get past this. This is a test. And anyway, like I said to anybody, if you got any problems that you have where the people are asking you to just got an 800 number, 800-847-1291, 800-847-1291. We are still doing those exemptions. And if you're having a problem getting into the links, make sure that you go up on our website at uksnow.org, uksnow.org, and you just click where it says register. What is it for the? What is it for the? To click
the contact.
Contact. Mama said click contact and put your information in there, and then you'll get the constant contact that has all of our information and all of we have our homeschooling in ISM for you. You're going to have to take these children out these schools because they're going to definitely destroy them. Also, we're going to have a chance to deal with the books, my wife's new book, the whole 9 yards from there. And if you're having a problem, getting on and actually registering, then you can send, you could put in the section, when you send it to my email, just go to Sunnu, SUNNU 777 @gmail.com. That's S as in science, UNNU 777 @gmail, and just put webinar in the subject box in all capital letters if you're having problems. Okay, that's pretty much it.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We still got 3,000 people in the building. I want to thank Dr. Valentine for coming on and just dropping like how he drops. We need this in a world full of misinformation and misdirection and distractions like P. Diddy and things like that. It's wonderful to have Doc come on here and talk to us about certain topics that we need to learn about. So with that being said, make sure you click on the link at the top of the chat to sign up for the webinar. Doc, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, everybody. We signing out. Peace, family.
Peace.